We are not talking about a slowdown, we're talking about a full-blown extinction event in Europe's car market. Nissan sales down 50%, Ford is exiting passenger cars, and Stellantis just announced 15 factory closures. 9 untouchable car brands are on life support. This isn't rumor, executives are dumping stock and leaked documents show a collapse so grim it looks like a funeral procession. We're diving into the 9 brands that won't survive past 2026 and revealing why Stellantis itself is the #1 problem. Stick around, because if you own a car from this list, you need to sell it now. European registrations are down 18% since the pre-pandemic era. But the real kicker? Chinese automakers now command 11% of the EV market, and that number is accelerating. Manufacturing costs have jumped 40%, while the average European keeps their car for 12 years now. They simply can't afford new debt. The EU's 2025 emissions rules are adding billions in costs, forcing EV investment that buyers are rejecting. 9 DS automobiles, the expensive ghost. Stellantis launched DS to fight BMW, but it's a financial disaster. They sold only 41,000 cars in 2024 across Europe. An average dealer sells 18 cars a month, needing 50 just to survive. Leaked documents confirm DS loses €4,200 on every car after R&D. The brand is dead and will likely be merged into the Citroën trim levels by 2026. 8 Infiniti, the toxic relaunch. Infiniti already failed and exited in 2019. Now Nissan wants a European EV revival, but the brand is toxic here, having sold less than 400 cars in 2024 while burning €50 million annually just to stay relevant. Infiniti collapsed in China and lost 35% of its US share. The 2026 relaunch is delusional. It has no dealer network and no loyalty. 7 Lancia, the Italian antique. Lancia hasn't had a hit since the 90s. In 2024, they sold 38,000 units of just one model, the aging Y. Outside Italy, the brand is irrelevant. Their new electric Y sells only 200 units a month. Mercedes sells that many A-Class units daily. With 160 dealers left piggybacking on Fiat, the math is simple, gone by 2026. 6 Alfa Romeo, passion meets financial reality. Alfa is the enthusiast's heartbreak, gorgeous handling, horrible sales. They moved only 48,000 vehicles in Europe in 2024. The Giulia and Stelvio sold less in a year than BMW moves in 3 weeks. The Tonale SUV savior is selling a tenth of the Mazda CX-5. The crucial detail, Stellantis promised €30 billion in electrification, but barely €2 billion was spent. Folding into Jeep or Maserati is the most likely end. 5 Maserati, the internal patient flatlines. Maserati has been trying to relaunch for 20 years. 2024 European sales were just 8,200 units. Bentley, charging double, sold more. The new Grecale SUV is a financial failure. The killer, a 3-year-old Ghibli, loses 70% of its value. Stellantis already cut €1.5 billion in investment. Maserati will be a design badge for Jeeps and Alfas by 2026, not a true car maker. 4. Jaguar, corporate suicide. Jaguar is killing every current model to go fully electric by 2026, starting at $100,000 plus. This move alienates 95% of their existing base. 2024 sales, 31,000 units, down from 78,000. Dealers are furious. Jaguar is going online, only with just 50 experience centers. When your sister brand, Land Rover, distances itself from you, the end is near. 3 Chrysler, the zombie brand. Chrysler technically exists in Europe only on paper, selling a pathetic 187 cars in 2024. Not 1,000, just 187 total. Stellantis plans to rebadge a Peugeot 508 as a Chrysler. By 2026, this brand won't even have a website. It's being kept alive purely for accounting tricks and emissions credits. 2. Nissan, the quiet exit. Nissan's fall in Europe is stunning. Sales dropped from 543,000 in 2006 to 247,000 in 2024. Factories and R&D centers are closing. They cut European operations by 75%. Executives are quietly admitting they are pulling out to focus on China and the US. Dealer count will drop to 400, mostly selling rebadged Chinese EVs. The Japanese century in Europe is over. One Stellantis, the titan that is too big to survive, this is the big one. Stellantis, owner of half this list, is on the brink of implosion. 14 brands, 260,000 employees, and 39 billion euros in debt. Sales dropped 27% in 2024. Sources inside the European Commission are preparing for a controlled disassembly. Expect Peugeot, Citroën, and Opel to survive, possibly under Chinese ownership. Fiat absorbed, Jeep and Ram returned to US control. Everything else is gone. It's the death of European car manufacturing. The collapse is here. By 2026, the European car landscape will be unrecognizable. Chinese brands will own a quarter of the market and millions of jobs will vanish. If you own a car from this list, my advice is to sell it right now. Update your resume if you work for them. Which brand did you think would survive? Let me know below. Subscribe to Drive Edge for the data you need to make smart money decisions.